everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a reflection on my sophomore year in college, which I did a reflection of my freshman year in college, so I will link that down below. It's actually two parts. There's going to be two parts to this one too, but this one's going to be way more organized. I'm splitting this up into semesters, so in this video I'm going to go over kind of reflecting on my first semester and then go into reflecting on my second semester in part 2. So I think one of the most notable things about the beginning of my sophomore year was the fact that I was living in an 8-person apartment and how quickly that sucked. I loved having an apartment versus a dorm because I loved having a kitchen. I just really loved having a kitchen, but I didn't know the people that I was living with. I came in with one roommate, and so the other 6 were completely random. And I didn't get along with most of them that well, and then eventually the roommate I came in with, she left and was replaced with another roommate that I didn't know. So it really just became I didn't know anyone in the apartment. I didn't like being there. I was always trying to find another place to be. It wasn't a good place for me. Okay, this next part that I'm going to talk about, I've actually filmed this part like 6 times because I can't decide how I want to say this. So I'm actually just going to keep it really short and really simple. You guys remember Tyler? He was, one of my friends. We got really close end of freshman year, and he was in a lot of the vlogs the first semester of sophomore year. About beginning-ish, halfway through the first semester, Tyler and Roshan started dating. Now they're not together. Now I'm not as close with Tyler. I feel like I've just been rambling on, and I did get permission from Roshan to mention this, but I didn't. There's no point in me going super in-depth with it. I kept going too in-depth, and then it was me just rambling, and I was like, this is too much to put online. So I'm just gonna keep it short and simple. They were dating, now they're not. Another really cool thing that happened to me, it happened over the summer. It didn't really start until the semester, was I got a job as a student ambassador. So I was a tour guide, or I am. I'm a tour guide at Towson University. And I really love this job. It was kind of hard getting started because I had to miss training for a band thing, and that was excused. They didn't it wasn't an issue, but I felt behind because I wasn't trained, so I didn't know what I was doing. And then based on the shift that I had 2 shifts during the week. Based on those shifts, the beginning of the semester, the shifts were canceled a lot. So for the first month, I wasn't working at all, and it felt like I didn't even have this job. And then I finally got into it, and it was a little rough because in the end, I was never really trained. I never went through that proper training process you're supposed to do. So I was kind of introduced to it again, and then thrown in there. So it was a little rocky at first, but honestly, now at this point, not to toot my own horn, but I consider myself a really great tour guide. And yeah, the job was fun. I feel like the job opened up doors for me, which we'll get into in the next video. But yeah, I've met some people, made some money. I just really enjoy having this job. And not to be cheesy, but this is kind of my dream college job. When I went on my first college tour, I wanted to be a tour guide, and I didn't even know you could get paid for that. I was I'll just volunteer to do that. That sounds like fun. And then turns out you can get paid for it, so that's super cool. I also joined the colony of Sigma Alpha Iota at Towson, and if you've been watching, you've seen it in some of the vlogs. SAI is a music women's fraternity, and they focus on band and choral music, which is one thing that really attracted me to it. And like I said, they're a colony, so they weren't a chapter yet, and I joined, and I was having fun. It was a bit slow to start because it wasn't a chapter, so it was kind of difficult to get it off the ground. And then if you don't know anything about Greek life, there's this whole long process you have to do to actually get it a chapter, and we were all working towards that. So a lot of what we were doing was just business without a lot of the Greek life fun. And I never thought Greek life would be for me. I was it's not for me. And this is an independent Greek chapter and not Panhellenic, so it's not as social as you would see on TV, those kind of frats and sororities and stuff. I was actually elected onto the e-board. I was cap chair, it's a position only at Towson, so I'm not really gonna go into it, but I was on e-board. And yeah, like I said, it was a lot of businessy stuff, but I was enjoying meeting all the people that I was around, and I was really excited to watch this become a chapter and be a part of it. And there is a lot more that goes on with SAI and me in the next semester. So again, check out part 2. I feel bad because I feel like a lot of this video is going to be like, check out part 2 to see the ending of that. So now going a little bit into like the academic side of this semester, I came in to sophomore year with 1 major and 2 minors. I was a deaf studies major and I had 2 minors, one in family studies and one in health science. So I was taking, what was I taking? I was taking 1 core, so like 1 gen ed class, 2 deaf studies classes, 1 family studies class, and 1 health class. I don't know, I was going through it and I just really felt like I needed to do more with family studies, like more than just a minor. Like I really wanted a degree in family studies somehow. And I actually just recently watched my freshman year reflection, and I actually said in that reflection, I was like, I wish I had come in as a double major, and I still do wish I had come in as a double major, but fortunately I was able to, I changed my major over and over. I changed my major, well, I dropped the minors and picked up a major in family and human services with a track in services to children and youth. And then I think I changed it to like a human services track. And then I dropped that major and picked up, well, first, there was no way I could finish both majors. So my plan was to kind of just ride out both majors, and then when it came to like my end of junior and senior year, to pick one. So it just gave me more time to pick a major. And then I discovered the family science major, and I can actually finish both and do the same things with them. So I'm really happy that I still do kind of wish I had come in with the family and human services because that does go more in depth. But honestly, the thing that keeps me from being able to finish both majors is how many internships it is. Like I would have to do 3 internships, and I don't even know how I'm gonna do 1. I'm glad I found family science. And another thing with this semester, I had the best grades I've ever had. Spoiler alert, better than the second semester. I had 4 A's and 1 A minus, so nearly straight A's. Some people would count that as straight A's. I don't want to count that as straight A's because I think I can actually hit straight A's, and I want to be able to say then that I hit straight A's. So I was really proud, I was really excited with my grades, things were going well with that. One thing that comes with every fall semester is marching band. So this season was a lot of fun for me. I knew the band a lot better, obviously because it was my second year, so I had a little bit more of a grasp on what I was doing. I knew a lot more people, especially just, well, because it's your second year, you're gonna know more people. And I did concert band and pep band freshman year spring semester, so I had met a lot more band people. So I don't know, I just felt a bigger place for myself in the band, so that was great. The only thing that did kind of suck a bit with this marching season is I felt really bad about myself as a performer. I felt like I wasn't doing well. I just felt really bad about myself. I was like, I'm not the greatest performer. I'm not matching up to these people. I'm constantly, I don't want to say I was getting picked on because I wasn't getting picked on, but I was just constantly getting critiques and rarely ever compliments. Like on my good days, I was barely blending in. I was never like, wow, she's doing really well. It was just like, she's not sucking right now. So I just felt really bad, and it had come to a point where I was like accepting, like, you know what, I'm just not that great at what I do, which is really sad. But that actually leads me into my decision to do Winter Guard. I was not going to do Winter Guard for a few reasons. It's expensive. You know, it requires a lot more skill than Outdoor Guard. And not only does it require a lot more skill, it requires a lot more dancing and body movement, which is specifically the thing that I suck at. So I was like, there's no reason why I should do Winter Guard. I mean, I would have loved to. Like, I was like, it would be cool to keep spinning, especially because I had nothing going on that spring semester. Like, freshman year spring semester, I had choir, so like I wasn't like, gotta find something to do, but like without Winter Guard, I really wouldn't have had anything going on for me. The Winter Guard was actually really small, and our director was really trying to find more people to join. So she, during one of the audition days, I think that there was 1 or 2 audition days. I forget how many. No, there were 2. There was at least 2. But on the first one, she actually started messaging people that she knew from Outdoor Guard and being like, hey, you should come to the audition, like, come, like, join Winter Guard. And I didn't get a message, but Roshan did. Our director was like, Roshan, come audition. And Roshan and I talked about it, and she had decided not to do it. I do care about her well-being, but like, it didn't. Okay, whatever. And I was a bit offended that I didn't get any message. Like, I was like, wow, I'm just really like, that's how much I suck. And then, like, a week later, she came up to me during one of the rehearsals. We were warming up, I think. Like, I think we were just stretching. And I remember my director was like, you know what you should do? And I was like, what? And she's like, you should think about joining Winter Guard. And in my head, I was like, oh, are you so desperate that now you've come to me? I didn't say no because basically what was happening was I was getting offered a spot without auditioning. And I knew that that still meant that it would be a lot of work and I wasn't sure if I could handle it. But I wasn't going to say no. Like, I wasn't going to turn down this opportunity without at least considering it. And I had felt like this was my last shot to feel like I was a good performer. Like, I knew that if I joined Winter Guard, I knew it was going to be so much work. And I knew that it was gonna push me, and like, I'm a very motivated person and I'm very dedicated and I'm very hardworking. Give me something to be motivated about and I will give you 110%. So I knew I was gonna have to do that if I joined. So I knew it was gonna make me better. Like, I was like, I know it's gonna be a lot of hard work, but it's gonna make me better. I thought about it and I did decide to join, and I will talk more about my Winter Guard experience because everything really except this, for the most part, happened in the second semester. So I will talk about my Winter Guard experience in the next video. Another thing I did this semester was decide to go vegan. So I had been vegetarian since I was 13 years old. I even have like a why I went vegetarian video, and I decided to go vegan. And this is partly, I think there's a lot of parts to this. I had always like known about veganism, at least since I went vegetarian. My thing is, I went vegetarian because I'm strictly against killing something that does not want to die against their own will, but I'm not necessarily against using animal products. Like, I don't think there's anything harmful to the animal if you eat eggs. I never was like, one day I'll go vegan. I did think at some point, kind of like freshman year, I was like, maybe I'll do it like years in the future. Like at least when I'm outside of college. And then I joined Veg Club, which I've talked about in a few vlogs. But I was surrounded by a lot of vegans, and it just made me realize that being vegetarian is not enough. Like, and I don't want to say not enough. Like, if you decide to go vegetarian, it's certainly better than, you know, not doing anything. But it was just that big step forward I could do to make that much more, to be that much more of a compassionate person. I went vegan the exact same way I went vegetarian. I decided about September, October, probably October, and then said I'm gonna do it on New Year's. I spent that whole semester, I guess, preparing myself. I got used to almond milk, which I didn't like regular milk anyway, so it wasn't like that was much of an issue. It is a little bit sad because I've always been a really picky eater, and I just started getting adventurous with food that semester, so I was trying a bunch of food that I knew I was never going to be able to eat again. But that's fine. You know, now I'm vegan. I'll talk more about that in the next video because that happened January 1st, so it all went into the next semester. But spoiler alert, I was successful. So this semester was a semester that Brendan and I got together. We got together November 5th, it was 2017, less than a year ago. We started hanging out kind of end of September and October. It's really funny to like go back on our story. Maybe I shouldn't go too in depth about it because maybe I'll make a video with him about how it all went down, or at least like so you can get his point of view. But I'll just kind of do a quick rundown. We were liking each other's stuff on Facebook and commenting on each other's stuff all the time. And I have a lot of people that I know on Facebook, and I like talk to them on Facebook, but I never talk to them in person. And I mean, like, I will literally be like kind of passing them, and we still don't talk to each other. So we were walking, and we both happen to live in the same building. I don't think I knew this, but we both happen to live in the same building. And he literally walked right past me. Like, and it was a sidewalk. So like, it wasn't like we were like kind of far away. Like, he literally walked right past me. And I knew that this was the moment, because I was actually it was bothering me that I had so many online friends that I wouldn't talk to in person. So when I saw him pass me, looking back, I can tell he did it on purpose. But, and he told me he did. But I remember thinking, like, I was looking at him and I was like, this is it. This is the moment that's gonna define if we are only online friends strictly, or if we're gonna talk in person. So he passed me and I was like, Brendan! And he turned around and I was like, you're just gonna walk past me? And then we walked home together. I think that's how I found out that we live in the same building. And it turns out that we both had a 1 o'clock class in the same building. and then right after that, well, not right after, but we would both go home after that class and then go to marching band. We ended up kind of just always running into each other after that class, and it kind of became a game to us that whoever was behind the person would run up and push them. I mean, looking back, it was very middle school flirting, but it was fun at the time. Basically, we started hanging out. We started going out on little dates, and they weren't really like planned dates. Like, it was like we would go out, me, him, Tyler, and Roshan. So it kind of became a double date, and then sometimes just me and him would go out, and that kind of became a date. But we didn't go out all the, at that point. Like, we would go to Glory Days, we would walk there, we'd walk to Nacho Mama's, and those were never like, let's go on a date. They just kind of ended up being dates. I could honestly go way more in depth about our relationship. Maybe I will in a future video just so that I can have it to remember. But basically, here we are, we're dating now. I enjoy being with him. I do miss him because it's summer and I don't get to see him anymore. I'll see him in a week, a little over a week. Last thing I'm going to talk about with this part 1 is about this actual channel. I felt like that fall semester this channel was doing really well. I was actually getting a little bit of money from my videos, and I was meeting a lot of viewers because a lot of the prospective Towson students had just come in and they were all recognizing me, and I was meeting a bunch of you guys, and it was really cool, it was really fun. I was getting more subscribers. I was hitting my goal every month. I always have a goal set for every month, and I made my goals actually pretty big for that semester, and I was hitting it every single time, and it was just a really exciting time. I felt like this channel was just doing really well. So I felt really great about this channel that fall semester. Okay, so I'm actually going to end this part 1 now. That is basically a wrap on my first semester of everything that happened. I almost feel like I'm introducing this like a TV show because I feel like all the interesting and like all the dramatic stuff happened second semester. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can hit that little notification bell so it'll tell you when I upload, and you'll also get a notification when part 2 comes out if you're interested in seeing how everything unfolds. Comment down below if there's anything else you want to see, such as any kind of college vlog, anything about being vegan, any kind of marching band, anything like that. I did talk a lot about myself in this video, so you know my interests, you know what I can talk about. Other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. So until tomorrow, remember to inspire others, do good things, and be happy.